Hello, I'm back. If you don't know me, my name is Suri Crowe. I've been out for a few weeks attempting to recover from my third breast cancer surgery this year. Cancer treatment that was only possible because of my Medicaid health insurance. So I thought it was only fitting that I returned the night after the fascist MAGA Republicans just voted to gut $880 billion from Medicaid from millions of Americans such as myself, because they are that vile and that wicked. And oh, by the way, they lied about it before they stuck the dagger in our backs. Here is the amazing AOC breaking it down for us.
Abuse. Sure. That's great. What is the identified amount of waste that this committee has identified? Because what the order that's been sent down here is find $880 billion. Not there is $880 billion of waste, fraud, and abuse. It's find $880 billion. And so we have not heard a single concrete number of the amount of waste that's been identified. We have not heard a single concrete number on the amount of abuse that's been identified. And there's just kind of this vague magic wand around waste, to my colleague from California's point. And waste is being used as a very large word here, because what's being suggested is that long-term care is wasteful in America, that children's health insurance is wasteful in America, that poor people seeing the doctor is a waste, that all of these people are disposable, that the elderly are disposable. So I think the problem here is that the numbers don't add up. The numbers don't add up. $880 billion is a devastating cut to Medicaid, and given that 30% of Medicaid dollars also go to Medicare, it's also an attack on Medicare, to Medicare recipients. And so while I completely understand the idea that there should not be waste, that there should not be fraud, and that there should not be abuse, $880 billion is not that. This is an attack on Medicaid, and anyone who votes on this budget this week is voting to cut Medicaid in America and voting to gut healthcare for Medicare recipients in America. There's just no other way around it. And with that, I yield back.
Well, that is exactly what they did. All of them, with the exception of one Republican, Thomas Massie, who actually wanted deeper cuts, voted for billionaires and corporate tax cuts that will kill people. Yes, will kill Americans, so that psychopaths like Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Jeff Bezos, and their rich cronies can become even richer. Our society is truly broken. Elderly people in nursing homes, sick children, cancer patients like me will be left to die because these a-holes want to hoard more money as if they don't already have enough. Oh, and guess what? The MAGA Republicans, they celebrated this. They cheered their wickedness.
Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? On this vote, the ayes are 217, the nays are 215. Majority voting in the affirmative, the concurrent resolution is adopted.
Oh, and then they called for a moment of prayer. They're so holy, so godly. Prayer. After kicking the nation's most vulnerable people in the gut. Cruelty is the point. Here's Representative Jim McGovern of Massachusetts laying out the many ways that Democrats actually gave Republicans to get out of harming millions of Americans over and over again. They were like, hey, here's a way that you don't have to harm your constituents. Well, just listen carefully.
Last night, I want to take a couple of minutes to talk about how people voted in the Rules Committee last night. We gave Republicans a chance last night in the Rules Committee. We said if they really don't believe that this budget cuts funding for school meals, if they really believe what they're saying, then they can vote to assure the American people that they're not going to steal school meals from kids in order to give tax breaks for millionaires. Every Republican voted no, every single one of them. Then Democrats offered an amendment to protect Medicaid. And Medicaid, as you know, Mr. Speaker, covers 41% of all births in the United States, nearly half of children with special health care needs, and 5 in 8 nursing home residents. We asked them not to cut Medicaid in order to fund tax breaks for billionaires. Every Republican voted no. Then Democrats offered an amendment to extend tax cuts for people making under $400,000 while ensuring that corporations and billionaires pay their fair share. We asked Republicans to continue tax cuts for only those who need them the most, because those are the tax cuts they let expire while their tax cuts for greedy corporations were made permanent. We asked them to prioritize working families over greedy corporations. Every Republican voted no. Then Democrats offered an amendment preventing tax giveaways for people earning over $1 million a year. Every Republican voted no. We wanted to see if there was anyone so rich that Republicans don't think they deserve a tax giveaway. So we asked them to vote against tax breaks for people earning over $100 million per year. We asked them to side with factory workers and firefighters over hedge fund managers and billionaire bankers. Every Republican voted no. We even offered an amendment preventing tax cuts for people with a net worth of over, get this, $1 billion. Every Republican voted no. They betrayed their constituents. They voted to steal from the American people in order to protect tax breaks for billionaires. Again, this is about whose side you're on. And Republicans showed us last night with their votes whose side they're on. And it's not the working people of this country. I reserve my time.
Did you get that? Even when asked to prevent tax giveaways for billionaires, MAGA Republicans said, no thanks, gonna pass. Meanwhile, working class people will see our taxes go up by the end of this year when Trump's tax breaks from when he was first in office expire. So if you earn less than close to $400,000 a year, you will see a massive tax increase, while people who are millionaires and billionaires will get huge tax breaks. See what I mean by our society is truly broken? And as laid out by Representative Sean Casten of Illinois, I think this is a really good point to make. Medicaid is widely but incompletely understood as health insurance for poor folks. It's what you have if you aren't old enough for Medicare, which is my case, don't have employer-provided health insurance, also me, and aren't rich enough to self-insure, also me. And what infuriates me is that so many other people who have beating hearts are the lies that Republicans spread. I personally called my own MAGA representative in Virginia, Jennifer Kiggins, who hasn't had the courage to face her own constituents in a town hall, by the way, and was given the party line. There is nothing written in the budget resolution or provision, ma'am, please don't call me ma'am, about cutting Medicaid and SNAP. That is their sneaky lie. Yeah, because they vote to send it to House subcommittees like Energy and Commerce and Agriculture, which are the committees that oversee Medicaid and SNAP food stamp benefits. That's where the actual cutting and gutting of these programs will occur. They are trying to hoodwink us. They think that we are that stupid. And unfortunately, it's working on millions of Americans because they're like, we're not going to cut Medicaid. It's not written in the budget resolution. It's nowhere to be found there. So we have to keep up the pressure as to what the evil plan actually is, spreading the word, because and disinformation is the lifeblood of the MAGA Republican Party. They rely on uneducated voters and Fox News zombies. Furthermore, and this is really fodder for another take that I should probably do, if they really gave a shit about seriously cutting our deficit, they would not only get rid of tax giveaways for the ultra rich and for corporations, they would also cut our insanely bloated defense budget, which Republicans will never touch. And that goes for some Democrats too. I'm looking at you, Senator Mark Warner, who is one of my senators. The military-industrial complex is vile, and we could save trillions of dollars of taxpayer money if we just trimmed some of the waste and fraud out of that. Furthermore, Trump and Musk wouldn't be firing the very people who oversee fraud and waste in government spending by firing the inspectors general. Those are the people who oversee and look for government waste and fraud. And what have Trump and Musk done? Fired almost all of them. Because they are trying to rob us blind right in front of our faces. Like, I don't think they're really hiding it anymore. And if millions of us die as collateral damage because we don't have health care or food, in the case of SNAP or WIC beneficiaries, these are women and children and people who don't have enough food to eat. And God help us, food prices are only skyrocketing since Trump stepped foot into the Oval Office. Or education, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. They are cold stone psychopaths. Anyway, I'm grateful I made it through this last surgery and that I actually had Medicaid insurance to cover it, because it was sketchy there. The week before is when Trump just turned off the spigot for trillions of dollars of federal dollars. So I'm very grateful that I was able to have my health insurance covered. And I'm definitely worse for wear at the moment. It's going to take a minute. I didn't realize this was major surgery. My surgeon just told me that yesterday. They're like, hello. You're only a few weeks out. You got to give yourself a minute to heal, but I will get better. Thank you, God. But I'm still going to be in need of health insurance like everyone deserves. America's the only country that does not have universal health care. It's crazy and insane that we're a nation that just lets people die. It's so awful. And next up, by the way, on the Republicans' chopping block is Obamacare. The one thing that Trump did not lie about is that he is going to come for Obamacare because he hates President Barack Obama. This is his retribution and revenge tour. He's taking a wrecking ball to everything good and helpful that the Democrats built. Well, thanks for watching. My name is Suri Crowe. I'm back and I'm pissed because like every day, every hour, there's a new like bombshell exploding, but I'm not going to quit. Righteous anger is a good thing. We can protest and we can do it peacefully, and we are not going to lie down. I'm not going to. So we have to stay on it. We cannot let go. We can't wear out no matter what's going on. If you need to take a break, get back in the fight, because we're not going to let this go down the way it is. At least I'm not. All right. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.